Hello Kidlets, I hope you've had a great day. Our lesson today is going to be about numbers, so maths, and we're going to do a bit of adding, and if you're really clever and a little bit bigger, you're going to do some multiplication, which is wonderful. But this maths is a bit of fun maths, I guess, and it's maths that you're going to do outside because you're going to need a ball. And the ball can be any size. It can be a tennis ball, it can be a bouncy ball, it can be a big basketball, whatever you choose. And you're probably going to need a piece of chalk or some little post-its or some paper that you can chop up and write numbers on. That means you're also going to need a pencil or a pen if you are going to use paper or post-its. So what you're going to do is you're going to, on the floor or on the wall. So if you have a brick wall that mum or dad say you're allowed to write on with chalk, only chalk because it's the only thing that washes off, you can write this on the wall or you can write it on the floor with your chalk, only somewhere where mum and dad say, okay? We need to make sure that's very clear. Only where mum and dad say you are allowed to use chalk. So it could be on the driveway, it could be on the footpath, it could be at the back, under the little pergola, wherever in your house mum or dad say you're allowed to write with chalk. Now what you need to do with that chalk or with your little pieces of paper is you need to write some numbers on there. And you're going to have to change the numbers. So you're going to have to work out a way to rub that chalk off. A good way to rub chalk off concrete is to stamp on it with your foot. Or you might have to use just a little bit of water, but then it's really hard to write over again, so you may have to wait for it to dry. If you're using paper or post-its, you're going to have to either rub out the numbers or you're going to have to cut up more pieces of paper or use more post-its, all right? I suggest rubbing out the numbers because then you can use them again and we're not wasting paper. Remember, we did recycling the other day, all right? So what you're going to do on the wall or on the floor, let's begin with the wall. If you're going to draw with chalk on the wall or with post-its on the wall, you're going to use different numbers, and I'm going to tell each grade what numbers they're going to use, and you're going to write them on the wall. But the thing is, you're going to write them on the wall in a special way. So if you're using chalk, there's two ways that you can do it. You can draw a circle like this, and it's got lots of sections in there. Okay, now it doesn't matter if yours isn't a perfect circle. I actually had to trace a bowl to be able to do this. Okay, now if you aren't able to go outside, you could actually do it on a piece of paper or a piece of larger paper or a piece of newspaper, and you could actually use marbles for it as well. But I'm going to pretend that I'm doing it on the wall or on the floor. So this one's for the wall. You're going to draw a big circle and you're going to break it into sections. And what you would do is with the numbers that I give you, you're going to put a different number in each section. Okay, you can also just stick your post-its up or your little pieces of paper up with blue tack or sticky tape. All right, if you're going to do it on the floor, you could also do it like this. You could put your post-its on the floor, you could sticky tape or blue tack your little bits of paper on the floor, or on the floor or the wall, you can just draw boxes, different size boxes all over the wall or the floor with your chalk, and you're going to put the numbers inside those. Okay, so you've got to decide on your shape whether you're going to do a big circle with lots of sections or whether you're going to do lots of different little boxes. And then you're going to write the numbers in. I will give you the numbers in a moment. But what I did to show you, because I can't draw on any of my walls because I live in an apartment, I've drawn a picture for you. So if you're doing it on the wall with chalk, what you're going to do is you're going to look like this. So you're going to draw your circle or your squares on the wall, and you're going to, in chalk, and you're going to write your numbers in there. Then you're going to draw a line on the floor, and you're going to stand behind that line. And then we're going to throw a ball at the numbers that we have popped on the wall, okay? If you are doing it on the ground, this is a picture, a bird's eye picture. So this is from the top, this is you, you've drawn a line, you're standing behind the line and you're throwing the ball. And these are all little squares or post-its. Squares are drawn with chalk or post-its, and they're going to have numbers in them. But don't forget, you're going to have to change the numbers a few times. So make sure you work out a way to rub them out. Now, the numbers, what you're going to do is, I'm going to give you a set of numbers for each year. And you might need to press pause so that you can write down what numbers you need to use. And then you're going to stand behind the line that you draw. You're going to throw your ball at the wall or the floor, wherever you've got your numbers, and you're going to do a math sum with those numbers. Now, for most kids, it's going to be throwing a ball at the number and doubling the number. Okay, double. So what's a double? Who remembers what a double is? It's the same number. Let's pretend I had a number 6 on my wall and I threw the ball at that. I had number 6. Doubling it means 6 plus 6, the same. Okay, if I had the number 12 on the wall and I threw the ball and I got the wall and I have to double it, I would have to do 12 plus 12. Now, you might need a piece of paper and a pencil with you so that you can work these out, but that's okay. Part of maths is using the working out, all right? So, let me give you your numbers. For kindergarten, you're going to do numbers to 10. So, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you're going to be able to write those in your squares or on your wall. And you're going to do doubling. So whatever number your ball hits, that's the number you double. So 2 plus 2, or 3 plus 3, or 4 plus 4. And remember, doubling means adding together. How many all together? All right, so you're plussing. How many all together? The same number. All right, year 1, you're doing doubles too. You're doing numbers to 20. Or if you really like numbers, numbers to 30. And you're doubling them, all right? Numbers to 20 or numbers to 30 and you're doubling them. Okay, next one. Year 2, you're doing numbers to 50. And don't forget, you're doubling as well. Numbers to 50, all right? So let's practice those. So let's just go over those again so far. Kindy, numbers to 10. Year 1, numbers from 1 all the way to 20. Year 2, numbers from 1 all the way to 50. Okay, then year 3, you're doing numbers to 80 and you're doubling them too. Okay, year 3, numbers to 80. Year 4, you're doing doubles as well, numbers to 100. All right, numbers to 100. Year 5 and 6, this is where it gets tricky for you. You're doing numbers to 12, but you're doing multiplication. So what you actually have to do is you have to have 2 dice with you as well. You have to roll your 2 dice, see what number you get with those, okay? You might roll 1 dice, sometimes you might roll 2 dice because we need to get the numbers between 1 and 12. All right, so start with 1 dice, do 1 to 6, and then start with, and then do 1 to 12. All right, so we get the whole range. And then you're going to throw the ball at the numbers 1 to 12, and you're going to have to times them together. So if you roll your 1 dice and you get the number 5, and you throw your ball at the number 6, you need to times those together. 5s are easy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, that one's an easy one. If you roll a 12 with your 2 dice and then you throw the ball at the number 12, you're going to have to times together 12 and 12. I wonder if you know what that is. I'm going to leave it with you. Let's see if you know. All right, so I hope you know what to do. If you're not sure what to do, you can get mum or dad to send me a message, or you can get mum or dad to help you a little bit. But try and play the game by yourself or with your brothers and sisters. Now, I've done this game for Mr. McQuiggan. Hi, Mr. McQuiggan, one of my very good friends. I hope he's wonderful. And all the kids in his class, I hope you're being very well behaved, being super kind and super brave. And make sure you remind Mr. McQuiggan how wonderful he is, because teachers are working very, very hard. All right, I hope you have a great time playing. Make sure kindy to year 4, you're doing doubles. And if you need to remember what numbers you are doing, rewind the video and press pause. Years 5 and year 6, you're doing multiplication with your 2 dice, starting with 1, then moving to 2, and you're doing numbers to 12 on the wall. So you only need to have 12 numbers on the wall. Everyone else, you can decide how many numbers you put on the wall, and then once you've thrown the ball at all of those numbers, you can rub them out and start again. Kindy, you can put all 10 on there the whole time. because there's only 10. All right, have fun, enjoy. It's been wonderful. Be brave and be kind.